But I can tell you that nothing could be farther from the truth. In fact, guess what? Tonight I came here with the formula. And I'm going to give it to you. For free. I'm not even going to charge you. You know how much money I would make if I charged? How many people we have? I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm not even going to charge you. Are you ready? Yes. Are you on the edge of your seat? Y'all don't look excited to me. Here it goes. Brace yourselves. The formula for truly succeeding as a woman in business is you. See, you wanted to be much more difficult than that. Nah, that can't be it. She don't know what she's talking about. The formula for your success is you. Anything that you strive to succeed, to accomplish in your life that you want to be successful at. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's going back to school. I don't care if it's going back and starting a new career. I don't care what it is. It has to be built on a strong foundation. Because only when you have a strong, solid, confident foundation are you able to then put building blocks on that. Well, guess what? You're the foundation in your business. You, the owner of the business. And if your foundation is weak, if you come in already feeling defeated, this can't possibly happen for me. I could never be that successful. Nobody's going to come and hear what I have to say. Who am I? If you have that sense about yourself, if you lack confidence in the value that you offer, then I promise you most likely will not succeed. But if you are confident, if you are assured of your unique greatness, your talents, your skills, your personal life experiences that nobody else can duplicate, if you're confident in stepping into your true purpose and your passion, I promise you will have a strong, solid foundation, which is you, that will allow you to then put building blocks on that foundation so that you can achieve success. Because success can't be built on a shaky, unsolid, unstable foundation. So as you reflect on that, the idea that it all lies with you, make sure that you constantly invest in you. Why are you here tonight? Because you understand that as an entrepreneur who's seeking to achieve success, that you have got to remain teachable. If nothing else that you take away from here tonight, you must remain teachable. Although I'm standing here and I'm training you and I'm teaching you based on my experiences and the things I've read and the women I've interviewed, believe me, there are times when I have to be the student. I go and I sit at conferences and seminars just like you're sitting here now. Because I don't know it all. You will never know it all in your journey. In fact, when you sign on board for this journey as an entrepreneur, you become, in effect, a lifetime student. I don't know how much y'all like school, but welcome back. You become a lifetime student. Now, what I can tell you, what I can teach you about, what I can train you on is what it takes to be successful based on my own experience of success in a very short window. But I can also teach you what success looks like based on my failures and the mistakes that I've made that I don't want you to make. I can teach you how to be successful based on the many interviews of very successful women I've been able to speak with and converse with who are earning 6 and 7 figures in their businesses. I can teach you success based on the hundreds of books I've read, entrepreneurial books. I should absolutely have stock in some of these book companies. That's how many books I've purchased and read. And they all have the underlying factor, the fundamental foundation of your success is that you have to believe that you can do it. Now, what I know, based on the successes, based on the failures, based on the accomplishments and the mistakes, is that the successful entrepreneurial woman is not the woman who expects her path to success to be perfectly mapped out without any bumps or bruises. But rather, you have to expect that you will meet challenges. There is no such thing as an easy road as a woman entrepreneur. It's not a luxurious life. Not in those first 5 years, at least. So you have to make sure that you're willing to stay the course. Are you really committed to the full journey that's going to get you to the ultimate destination? I took a trip with one of my girlfriends to Atlanta, Georgia. This was several years ago, because now I don't get to travel anywhere because I got 3 babies at home. If I'm traveling somewhere, it's with them in the car screaming and hollering. But we traveled on a girls' trip, and we were having a great time. And midway through the trip, I guess we had traveled about 4 hours or so, maybe a little bit more than that, into our trip. And we bumped into a terrifying thunderstorm. But it was like thundering and raining and hailing. It was just crazy. You know, we've messed up the ozone, so you never know what you're going to get nowadays. So it's this crazy storm, and we're saying to ourselves, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep going? Are we going to drive through the storm? Or are we going to pull over on the side? Well, really, there were only 3 options. Drive through the storm, pull over to the side and wait the storm out, or turn around. Do you think it would make sense for us to turn around? What? We traveled 4 hours, almost 5 hours already. Why would we turn around? And maybe it didn't even make sense for us to go through the storm, because who only knows what lied ahead, right? Maybe it was going to get worse as we continued to travel. So maybe we just needed to pull over for a little while and just wait it out. Well, in your journey as a woman entrepreneur, sometimes you have to make that decision to just pull over to the side and wait it out. To just get quiet. If you can't figure out where you're going, if you're not clear about what you are trying to accomplish, what you want to accomplish, where you're headed, it's time to get quiet and pull over to the side. But you can't be the person who's going to turn around at the first sign of a storm, of bad weather. Oh, well, I've been doing this for 2 years. It's not working. I'm stopping. You've put in your time. You've put in effort. You've put in energy. You've put in resources, financial and otherwise. It's not the time to turn around and go backwards. Our journey is about going forward. And let me tell you, time moves forward. So you can find yourself in the same space and place in your journey, or you can find yourself at least a few baby steps forward, where you can look back and assess all that you have accomplished. What I know is that the successful entrepreneurial woman is not the woman who's afraid of taking risks. She is not afraid to ruffle some feathers, to go against the grain, and to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Because when you do what everybody else is doing, you're just like everybody else. What sets you apart? What makes you unique? And you're wondering why you are not making any money in business. Because there's 20 of you right around the corner. If I came right now and asked you what makes you stand out, what makes you different, what makes your company unique, can you give me an answer? If you can't give me an answer, you can't expect me to know as the potential client. So you have to know your unique value. Don't be afraid to do the opposite of what others are doing. Don't be afraid to do the things that make you feel so fearful that you stop and say, what in the world have I gotten myself into? When I started out in my journey, I was clueless. Let me tell you, clueless. Because I didn't come from a long line of entrepreneurs. I didn't have an entrepreneurial background. There was no one holding me by the hand, taking me on my journey. But I had passion and I had drive. And I knew that until I did something different, I would never get different results. So while I was still working a corporate job, I decided to take a risk. I said, okay, I'm already exhausted. I'm already tired all the time. I'm never seeing my kids. I feel like I never see my husband. Okay, I'm going to start a business. That was a risk. I didn't know if the business was going to succeed. I didn't know if it was going to fail. I didn't know if I was doing the right things, making the right moves, but I was willing to put myself in a position that I didn't know what the outcome was going to be to get something different. Sometimes you don't know what the something different is until you take the leap. make your palms sweaty, your heart is racing, and you have butterflies in the pit of your stomach. I guess like I feel right now. So that's what I did. I started a business. I started a t-shirt business called Moms Are the Best. And I would go out and I would vend at events, praying, please let somebody buy a t-shirt. Just one person, Lord. I'm saying prayers. And I made a lot of mistakes along the journey. And there were a lot of times that I felt like it was a failure. But you know what I believe? That I'm going to fail my way to success. Because a failure is not really a failure. A failure is in actuality a lesson learned. Every time you fail, every time you mess up or make a mistake in your business, it gives you an opportunity to then go back and correct it and get it right. So I learned from the experiences. I would sit out in the sweltering sun, in 100-degree weather with these t-shirts, hoping some mama would come over and buy a t-shirt. But you know what it did? It created in me the drive to never stop. It created in me the passion that, you know what, I'm going to do this. I know there is more for me other than just existing in life where I'm running off to a corporate job. I'm up before the sun comes up. I'm back home after the sun comes down. I'm kissing my kids on the forehead and spending about 15 minutes of time with them, and somebody else is really rearing them. I know there has to be more than this. And doggone it, I'm going to find out what it is. I'm going to find out the secret, right? The top secret formula. And the more I expressed the confidence that we talked about earlier, the more I expressed confidence that I could actually do this, the more I believed it in my mind and my heart, and the more I surrounded myself with positive people who said, you can do it. It opened up other opportunities that led me to where I am today. All those awards, that sounds great, that sounds fancy. But that was a lot of hard work to get that recognition. You can't be scared of hard work as a woman entrepreneur. If you are, I'm going to give you permission to exit to the right here, right now, or your left, because it just doesn't work that way. And sometimes people will see your journey as so beautiful and sexy. Oh, she's accomplishing so much. I'm so proud of her. But they have no idea the work that you've put in. They have no idea that you stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning working on contracts, Facebooking people, trying to get somebody to become a client, or buy a book, or buy a product. They don't know that you're constantly pouring every dime that you make in your business right back into the business, and that your husband is saying, well, where's the money? Oh, that's not